Hey guys. Um, so I thought I probably should tell you guys some of the visions that I've had lately. Um, I I I really haven't been wanting to see any kind of stuff that's been going on the earth. So I don't even tune into the earth level lately when I pray. And so I've been going to this one room that um I just go and I meet Jesus there. I pray and I look for Jesus there in that one room. And I've told you guys about it. It's that one room that has it's carpeted and it has windows all the way around. And then you can look out and there's space out there and the earth is below. Um, and it's just this wide open room and anytime that I go in there, it's always empty and there's nothing in there, and it's just me and Jesus. And I the other day, and I've been going to this room for I don't know a couple months now, and it's always empty. Like I said, it's always empty. And then the other day, um, I was actually not even praying. I was falling asleep. And as I was falling asleep, Jesus took me to that room and it was full of people. And I saw a man sitting at a table crying, and I saw another old man. It's an older man sitting at the table, and then I saw an old man came up to me and like touched my face, and he was like looking at me, and he's like, and he touched my face, and the whole room was full of families, like whole families, like grandparents, children, parent, everything, just in whole families. And Jesus even showed me he showed me animals, and he showed me. I remember he gave my son a lamb, or he was showing me that he was going to give my son a pet lamb a long time ago. But he also gave my son a puppy in another vision. And I saw my son, and my son was older. And we were there in that room. In that room, he gave my son a puppy, and my son was playing with a puppy in that room. And then he showed me a fluffy animal that I didn't know what it was. I think it was my cat. I think it was my cat that went missing. And there's a verse in the Bible that says, I will take you, your whole family, and all your animals. Do you guys remember that? I mean, I've seen that all throughout the Bible. There's these scriptures that say, you, your family, and your animals, and everything. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, that's what I saw. I saw entire families. I didn't see any animals in there at that time. But I've seen animals in there before. Like I told you, he's shown me pets, like puppies and cats and, other animals. But the way that I gathered was that the animals were in a different room. In general, they stayed in a different place. But that room, like I said, was always empty. And then the other day, and I think it was last week, I didn't even go there by my own. I was falling asleep, so I didn't even go there of my own accord. I just was falling asleep, and he took me there, and we went there in the room, and there were all these people. The whole room was full of people, and it was a joyous occasion, but not like joyous in a weird like doctrine way, you know, where people were wearing white. No, it was just like normal people. It was just like normal people, except they were all nice people. They weren't like, you know, but they weren't all the same though. They weren't all the same. They were all different. They weren't the same age. Some were old, some were young. They had different personalities. You know, they're all different. It was diverse, very, very diverse. And, but it was just full. It's tons and tons of people. And then he showed me, I was kind of like, wait, what's going on? This is the first, because that was the first time that I'd ever seen all those people in there. And then he pointed up no. First he showed me to look at the floor beneath me. And I looked down, and the floor beneath where we all were, there was another floor that was totally full of people. And then he showed me to look up, and I looked up, and the floor above us was totally full of people. And then he was so happy while he was showing me all this stuff. And then he pointed out the window and said, look out the window. And he was so happy while he was showing me all this, like, look, you know. And I was like, I mean, it's hard. I can't express him, you know what I mean? Because I'm really I'm miserable being here. I can't even show you. But he was so happy. What I mean to say is I can't even express happiness anymore. Really, it's ridiculous. Anyway, but he was so happy, and he was like, look out the window. And so I looked out the window, and again, I saw all these ships just everywhere. And there were so many. And I was like, oh my gosh. Do you have like all of humanity out here? I mean, because it was a lot. It was a lot of people. And it was like entire families. And I was trying to understand, and I was like, wow, I mean, how do you choose? Like, how do you know what I mean? And a thought came to my mind, and this isn't something that he showed me, or, you know, you guys know he doesn't speak or anything. He just shows me things. But a thought came to my mind as I was seeing this, because he had shown me in another vision that I had, he had shown me flies all over the earth. And this was, do you guys remember that vision I had where he showed me the portal and the people came through the portal? That was the vision where I think I forgot to tell you guys that part. But he showed me flies covering the whole earth. And then a thought came into my mind, and I'm not sure where this thought came from, okay? But as he was showing me the flies on the earth, this thought came to my mind. And the thought was, if you had a fly in your soup, would you remove the fly and eat the soup, or dump the soup and clean the bowl? And I thought about it, and I was like, oh my gosh. No question. I mean, if there was a fly in my soup, first I'd remove the fly, then I'd dump the soup, then I'd scrub that bowl clean. And then, you know, clean it again. And then it hit me. You know, I was like, wait a minute. Is he talking about the earth? And so when he's shown me the people in the ships off the earth, I think it's humanity, and I think that they're saving all the humans, and I think that there's an infestation on our planet of something that's not supposed to be here. And I think maybe I don't really know, but I think maybe that might be what's really going on. Anyway, so the question of the wheat and the chaff, that pretty much eliminates, all these people attacking other people and saying, oh, blah, 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 whatever. God's idea of who's valuable and who's not valuable. Well, pretty much all of humanity is valuable to God, and all of the diversity is beautiful to God. And so, I don't know, because I don't know how God judges the world. I don't know. I just know that was what it seemed like to me. It seemed like maybe it was just like all of humanity. Because you guys know there's a lot of evil going on, but maybe those people aren't human. You know what I mean? I've seen people do things that I don't think are human. Anyway, I'll just leave that to another subject. But so then I had another vision, and again, this was another vision where I was half asleep, and it's different because there's multiple levels of consciousness, from waking consciousness to sleep consciousness. And what I call a dream is when I'm completely asleep and unconscious and I'm sleeping. And what I normally call a vision is something that I see when I'm fully awake and fully conscious. I could be up walking around in my house and see a vision. But there's also these other vision slash dream that's kind of in the middle, and it's where I'm half asleep. So I'm not completely asleep yet, but I'm not completely awake either. And that was the vision that I had when he took me to that room. And I usually go to that room when I'm awake in my mind. When I'm going to sleep at night, I pray, and that's where I go. And when I'm praying. And, but, this time I was like just falling asleep. I wasn't even praying or anything. And he took me there, and that's when all the people were there. And then it might have been another night or the same night, I don't really remember. But again, I was half asleep, and I saw a bull, and the bull was slowly turning around. It was facing away from me, but it was slowly turning around to face me, or what I was looking, us, everybody, slowly turning around. And as it was turning around, there was a horn blowing, but it sounded like it was an organic sound. It wasn't like a trumpet blast, like a big band trumpet or something. It was like it almost sounded like an elephant sound, but lower than that, like of a lower note, like a low horn sound. And it was just ongoing as the bull was turning around. And seemed like there was fire or something. It was red and black, and it was slowly turning around. And as it was turning around, this low horn was blowing. It sounded very organic to me. And then I saw this beast, and I saw, you guys, this is weird, and I'm not sure about this, but I saw this beast and all these heads or something running, and a chariot, and somebody riding in the chariot, and I thought it was Joe Biden. I know that sounds weird, but I'm not really sure about that, but I thought I saw his face, because I saw this person laughing, and it looked like, it reminded me of that interview where Joe Biden was laughing. So I don't know. That is weird, I know, but I'm out of time. I'll let you guys go.